talk about one of the other unexpected or pleasant surprises that happened with regard to your podcast, right? Like, so for you, your intention was putting content out, right?
My intention was to grow my audience. My intentions were grow my audience, embrace consistency, embrace leveraging content, and try and hopefully write myself into what my next book would be, because I didn't really have new ideas. I felt like I needed to lean harder into ideas that I already had, because I was busy before the quarantine started. So I was already feeling kind of tapped out about that. I had this vague vision of maybe someday I'll get a sponsor. That was about as specific as I got on that specific goal.
But lo and behold,
yes,
just magically appeared, right?
So, I mean, it's kind of true. Yeah, I didn't before. I really just wanted to get started. I wanted to get the process. I wanted to build an audience. I felt like I needed to just give myself 3 or 4 months to just get into the zone, and then I would think about sponsors. And then about 5 months in, I got this email in my inbox, which is crazy. I mean, this is you can't plan on this, and I wish that I could tell people how it came to be. I can tell you what I did, and I know that all those things helped. But yeah, I got this email in my inbox that said, "We're interested in sponsoring your podcast." It was a company I hadn't heard of before, and my first reaction was, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's happening! It's happening! It's happening!" My kids were standing right there next to me, and then I said, "Oh, what if it's somebody I don't like?" I mean, with the name like How to Be a Better Person, I really feel I need to be vibing with the company. You know, I don't want to be just accepting money from anybody. And so I clicked on the link, like almost like I was watching a scary movie, because I didn't know what it was going to be. And then the site opened up, and the company is called Banta Sleep Masks. They make the most amazing sleep masks, and I love sleep masks. Like, I cannot sleep without a sleep mask. I have a collection of tattered sleep masks that are all stretched out, but this one, you know, but they all have served their different purposes. And this was not only a sleep mask, which is a product that I love, but it was like an epic one. It has like eye cups that totally seal out all the light. And my kids said to me, they laughed at me, and they literally said, "Oh my gosh, it's like they know you." So that was pretty cool.
Had you mentioned any of your podcasts that you use? And I mean, like, literally, had you mentioned
No,
it?
I hadn't. I mean, I did. I was dedicating 1 day a week to kind of wellness tips, and sleep falls under that category. So perhaps they were doing some Googling. Oh, my daughter just brought it.
Oh, perfect.
Look at these eye cups. Sorry, Manta, you're getting like a value add right now.
Exactly.
Look at this. You can even take them off and replace them, so it's completely customized to your face.
Okay, for the record, I bought one for my sister who wears eye masks, and she had the same rave reviews. So it's obviously working. But Kate, you didn't. I mean, what I love is it was organic. Like, I mean, I do want you to say, like, it didn't just happen. You did all the right things, but you didn't. You didn't actually go looking. You didn't hire an agent or a rep. You know, you weren't out with a pitch list or a media deck, right? Saying this is how many. So
I wasn't. And I planned to do all these things, by the way. Nothing was wrong with any of those things.
Right.
But I do think it speaks to do something that you care about, that you can do authentically, that you're going to do a good job at because it's in your zone. You know, I think don't do it because it's quote unquote a smart thing to do or something you should do. For example, you know, I think that in any entrepreneurial endeavor, we tend to attract people that match the energy that we put out, right? To get all woo on you. But it's true. And I think that had a lot to do with it. And also because I was doing that, I had gotten a little bit of press coverage. I got mentioned as the #1 podcast to help you achieve your goals in 2020 for a, was it Fortune or Forbes? Oh, this is terrible. I always get those two confused. But for the new year, and that really helped. You know, that helped immensely. That helped with listenership. But I think that also is now something else. You know, these backlinks are very important, and that's a really high quality backlink. So I think that helps people find you too. And I think I got mentioned in there because. For the same reason, you know, the episode that they cited was a really personal one about forgiving your own mistakes. And so I think that that just speaks to that kind of authenticity thing too.
That's awesome. So you have a sponsor, and then literally before this call, you told me that
Yes, I just got my second sponsor. So that that first sponsorship was for a month, and that was great. And then it ended, and I still, I'm trying to maintain a relationship with them. If I am planning some theme weeks that have sleep or whatever, I'd like to go back to them. But every day I go out, and because another good thing about the podcast being daily is that it gives me something to talk about on social media every day, which frankly is something I struggled with before. I mean, I could post a picture of my kids every day, but to think of content for social media, I just like,
right.
So I posted a link to an episode on LinkedIn, and a former colleague of mine that I worked with 20 years ago probably is now a marketing consultant for smaller brands. And he reached out and said, hey, I have a client who might be interested in sponsoring your podcast. And so I got to collaborate with them to develop first of all, I had a track record, and I could say, this is what I did for somebody else, and this is what the results were. But also I got to go back and forth with them, and they were, that was a really cool opportunity to really partner with them from the start. And yeah, it just launched yesterday.
And were you there? Well, congratulations. Were you their first podcast, or is this sort of their marketing strategy?
I was their first podcast. Yep. And, they were looking for a really cost-effective way, and something that wasn't going to be just a one-off, because we all need to hear about something 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I'm sure there's stats on this before you really are inspired to click, aside from all the random Facebook ad clicking I've been doing during quarantine. But I attribute that more to quarantine than anything.
Right. Then otherwise, you're a very discerning shopper and clicker, I'm sure.